Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
The Jackson County Fair Board, in conjunction with Total Media, proudly present Neil McCoy. Neil McCoy. Saturday, July 15th at the Jackson County Fair. VIP track access seats now available for only $30, which includes admission to the fair. Get tickets now at JacksonCooHfair.com or at the Total Media Studios in Jackson.
Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. It's hump day, and it's also, you know what? It's the day after the primary election right here, and we have some election results for you to cover in Jackson County. Of course, no primary election in Vinton County this time, but that's okay. We have plenty of information for you from Jackson County. And guess what? Our good friend Pete Wilson, in the midst of all of the election coverage last night, took the time to do a little election recap for you. So wanted to get to that. And then we have some great friends, and you'll know a couple of them, actually probably both of them, from Vinton County Bank, and we're going to be talking about all things bank, Wild Turkey Festival, and a whole lot of other things. So let's get to that election recap from our good friend Pete Wilson, and then we'll be back on the other side of it.
Once again, we're going to give you a summary for the Wellston mayor nomination. Anthony Brenner is your GOP nominee. He is the current mayor, and there is no Democratic candidate. There are no independent candidates. So barring a write-in candidacy, Mr. Brenner will be elected mayor in the general election to a new 4-year term to follow up on this final year of this appointed term. The vote there in his race, he had 282 votes. Thomas D. Clark, the former city councilman, he had 158 votes. That's a 64% to 36% difference. For the countywide health department levy, that's a 0.3 of a mil levy. It passed very easily, 702 votes for to 370 votes against. That's a little bit better than 65% support. The city of Wellston cemetery levy, that also was a renewal levy. It passed with even a higher percentage of support, 341 votes for, 135 votes against. That's almost 72% support. And of course, we just got done talking with Colton Mayor Kim Milliken, and I know these are low numbers, but if you go on percentage, what a victory, what a turnaround, considering that this levy lost in November. It wins tonight with much fewer votes, albeit 15 votes for the levy, only 1 vote against the levy. The Colton levy gets 94% support. How about that?
All right. Well, thank you, Pete, for that recap. And here's the deal. We have that mini recap that you can kind of get all just the pertinent information. But Pete has done, and the gang did a bigger recap that you can find on any of our Facebook pages, whether it be Total Media, right here on Main Street TV, the Telegram, all of those. Bigger recap that kind of, analyzes some things and all of that. And they do such a good job with that. So, all right. Our good friends are here. Yay!
Chris, I miss you. So proud. I miss you too.
I miss you more.
I miss you more.
Oh. Chris Henry said we were going to be obnoxious, so we wanted to go ahead and,
wanted to make sure that we
wanted to give that to him.
Obnoxious for Chris.
Yes, yeah. Just for him. Yeah. I'm digging the glasses, by the way.
Thanks. Well,
you look super studious.
And sometimes you just have to face that you're getting a little older.
Yeah.
And I could go without them, but it would make reading much more difficult.
Yes. So here we are.
I'm still good up close. It's the
Trish
distance.
is older than I am, and she doesn't need them.
Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, I'm older than both of them, but that's all we're going to say about that.
Well, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and admit I have bifocal contacts, and I still can't see anything. So There's that. So, yeah. So one of my girlfriends from college, we got together for dinner at Easton, I don't know, a month or so ago, and she got out what she calls her cheaters.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know when you're passing them around the table that it's all downhill from here. Like,
So, funny story. Rotary had a murder mystery dinner at the Marquee a few weeks ago, and we, a lot of us were like dressed up in our 1920s garb, and like we had just a great time.
yes.
But the 4 people at my table, only one of us brought readers. So the biggest part of this event is that you have to like read your script.
Yeah, you kind of got to read the script.
Figure out who the murderer is, right? So the 4 of us are like just following each other around. Like, can I see the glasses? No, you see the. Here's your glasses. Who needs the glasses?
We should start. You should do the magnifying glass on each table and make us look really smart.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That is one of the things you can share. Back to the previous conversation.
Yeah, that is
You can
right.
share readers.
There
That's
you go.
right. You can share readers.
You can share the cheaters.
Socially acceptable.
Very, very good. No, of course, our good friend Amanda Crabtree is here, and our good friend Trisha. What is your last name now? Why am I forgetting it?
Miller.
Miller now.
Miller.
Trisha Kite, forever. And then Miller.
Forever and forever.
I
Kite,
forget
and then
sometimes at work, and Amanda
Hale.
and Kyle remind me.
Yeah.
Your name's not Kite
It's
anymore.
not Kite anymore. I know it's so hard. It is. Well, the good thing is she answers to most things.
That's
it's
right.
fine. Trisha, little sidebar, is also mother of our sweet Katie here.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So yeah, so it's like a family affair.
It is.
Yes.
Absolutely is.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So tell everybody what your positions are at Vinton County Bank now.
So I'm the director of marketing.
Okay.
We have 4 people in our marketing team, and I'm the director here in Jackson County, and then we have 3 marketing managers as well that are dispersed throughout our footprint.
Okay.
And I'm the regional retail manager, so I cover retail banking, the branches, and my area includes Jackson, MacArthur, Logan, and Laurelville.
Okay.
So I get to travel. I get to
Yeah,
drive through the
that's
Hocking
fun.
Hills. It's a nice little job perk.
Right. You get to
Saw
drive
an
the
eagle
Hocking
the
Hills
other
every
day.
Did
Yeah.
you?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I'm just
awesome.
driving to work and saw an eagle. How many people said
Yeah.
that yesterday?
Right? And I got pictures. It's on my Facebook if anybody wants to check them out.
Hey, there
Yeah.
you go.
Pretty cool.
What is retail banking? What does that mean?
Retail is just customer facing, basically. So they call our branches retail branches.
Okay, so like you're like a retail store, but you're
Yeah,
a retail
so
bank.
we don't really
Like-
sell
Basically,
things.
anything
or
that
we
has to do
offer.
with the customer.
Okay.
That all of the different accounts that have to do with our customers, other than commercial accounts.
I see. Okay, very good. So now you know. And there's commercial people too, in case you need them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you all moved to Jackson and started real kind of small, and then of course exploded, blew up, and opened this beautiful new branch here in Jackson. It is called actually the Jackson Banking Center.
Yep, the Jackson County Banking Center.
So tell us how that works with Vinton County Bank. Are each individual bank that you all have, are they called different things, or like, and then under the Vinton County Bank umbrella, how does that
Right.
work? Because it is because here's the deal. I was trying to send somebody some ACH information the other day, and they said, "Well, what's your bank called?" And I was like, do I say it's Jackson Banking Center or do I say it's Vinton County Bank? And I was like, I don't know. So here you
Right.
are to answer the question.
So we are all the Vinton County National Bank.
Okay.
So all of us are Vinton County National Bank. We're part of the VCNB financial family.
Okay.
However, we felt, and our board of directors felt very important that we identify with the communities that we serve.
Yeah.
So when you go to the different market areas, you will see a different name for each of the banks.
Okay.
So here in Jackson County, it is the Jackson County Banking Center.
Yes.
In Vinton County, obviously, where we started, it's the Vinton County National Bank. In Ross County, it's the Ross County Banking Center.
Okay.
We have the Friendly Bremen Banking Center, which is 2 Lancaster offices, an office in Pataskala, and then an office in Bremen. We have the Hocking Hills Banking Center in Logan.
Awesome.
We have the Franklin County Banking Center in Grove City. The Pickaway County Banking Center is Circleville, Asheville, and Commercial Point. And then we have the Canal Banking Center, which is in Canal Winchester.
Okay, very good. So now you know it's kind of, so do you say I'm with the Vinton County Bank then?
Yeah, so, we generally answer the phone,
Bank.
Vinton County National Bank. Any of your statements, it doesn't matter where you bank, but your statements will say Vinton County National
Like
Bank.
your phone app is going to say.
Your phone app says Vinton County National Bank. We are all under the umbrella of Community Bank Shares, which is our parent company.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we are all Vinton County National Bank. We're all part of the VCNB financial family, but we do feel it's important to identify with the communities that we serve. And that's why we have the different names in the different communities.
Well, and I think that just totally ties into what I was going to say next. And that is that Vinton County National Bank, I mean, Jamie and I would not at all be where we are today if it weren't for the Vinton County National Bank. And our good friend Dave Graham, I'm sure he's out there somewhere, gave a chance on two 24-year-old kids a long time ago with a small loan to open a little hole-in-the-wall bar in Gallia County, Ohio, and it exploded from there. But had he not, and the bank not been willing to just look at the character of two kids that were too dumb to know that it was stupid to open a bar. I mean, really, if it were not for the Vinton County National Bank, we wouldn't be where, sitting here today.
Well, and he obviously saw something in you guys too. I mean, you definitely have that management sense, that business sense, and he that's what we look for in customers. We look at every customer on an individual basis,
and that's
we're
why
not
it's so
putting
important.
Everybody into a box.
Yes.
So many of the bigger regional banks, it's a one size fits all. So if you do not fit into these parameters, it's not going to happen. But we have the ability to look at everybody on an individual basis and make those determinations.
And that's what makes a local bank and a regional bank so wonderful, because we are in small communities. Let's just face it. Even when you're in Canal Winchester, you're in a small community. You're outside the city of Columbus, Grove City. Same thing. Small communities outside the big city. So I just think it's so wonderful that you all still treat people like people. And this is not bashing any other bank, because all the banks around here are awesome. And there are a lot of personal relationships built along the way. But just... It's a good community.
Every industry, you need all of us, right?
So all kinds.
You need all kinds of banks. You need all kinds of banks, big and small. And just like there are, there's room for a number of restaurants in Jackson, there's room for a number of banks, and everybody has their different needs.
Yes.
But we hope that we are able to tailor our banking to the needs of our customers.
Yeah, and I think y'all do a great job.
And this is my 1-year anniversary with Vinton County National Bank. Yes, actually,
Happy
yesterday was,
yes.
but yeah, it's this year has just flown, and they welcome me in. As part. It's like one big family, and like you said, with small businesses, what I love is we do truly want to give back to the community, but the people that are making the decisions on these loans actually patronize your business. So they have,
and that makes a difference too.
It's local decisions, by local people.
Well, and they're invested in your success, right? So, it's win-win for everyone.
Absolutely.
For you to succeed. So, and Tricia, you have quite a bit of experience in banking, so it's good to a little bit. It's 30 years. She's a couple of years ago. She started in banking. That's what we like to say.
That's right.
But so welcome to the community and to the Vinton County Bank family. I know that you're happy there.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
So very good.
It's been a good move.
And so, all right, well, let's talk about some great things that you all have going on.
Sure, absolutely. So the one thing that we really wanted to talk about today is that we had a new rollout of a new account this week. And when you talk about community, We really wanted to give back to the communities that we serve. And, we have a set of core values that we ask all of our employees to live by, and it's what drives us each and every day.
Okay.
And those core values are community. That's number one.
Sure.
Our relationships, leadership, integrity, and progress. So those 5 core values are what drive us every day to do what we do. And when we started talking about looking at what we were offering our customers and what changes we need to make, we really wanted to be able to give back to the community because that's number one core value. But then also progress is such a strong core value of ours too. And we felt that it was really important that we remain competitive. And that we are offering things that, a lot of
you can't stay the same. You got to keep moving
that's
forward.
Right. We have to constantly be thinking about what is the best for our communities and our customers. And so we decided to launch this new account. It's called Community Champion Banking. So
sounds good.
All of those people out there who are community champions, we wanted to kind of give back to them. So you've probably heard of some of the other programs that are out there that, celebrate nurses, celebrate first responders, celebrate teachers.
Yes.
We wanted to take it a step further. So with our new Community Champions banking accounts, we are honoring anybody who is a first responder, a veteran, active military, anyone who is employed in the fields of healthcare or education. So the teachers are great; they're fantastic, and we need them so badly. And they had a tough time during COVID.
Sure they did.
But we also want to think about the bus drivers.
Yeah.
And the people who work in the lunchroom and
the janitors,
school secretaries and the people who are touching the lives of our students each and every day, kind of behind the scenes, who you don't always get appreciated. So this account is for anyone who works in education. It is for anyone who works in healthcare. So it's not just your nurses who absolutely tremendously deserve this account, but also for the rad techs, the people doing the ultrasounds, the surgical techs, anybody that works in the healthcare industry.
That's quite a bit of people.
Yeah. It is quite a bit of people. So we're excited about this account. We has some great perks. So if you are a Community Champion account holder, you're going to get your own special debit card it's a white card that has the Community Champion logo on it.
I love that.
And that card will actually get you discounts at local merchants. So right now we have 31 local merchants who have signed up to give some kind of a discount to those community champions. And you can go on our website and you can see who those currently are. We are adding on a daily basis. We're adding more merchants. And so that program's growing. You also get a 0.25% off your rate for a personal loan. You get $250
in today's world. That's fantastic.
Right?
They just raised the rates again today. I think
$250 off closing costs on your mortgage loan. And then this is also part of our rewards checking account. So anyone can be part of our rewards checking program, which gives you points back. Think about your Discover card or your Amex that gives you points back where you can go in and get cash back, or you can redeem it for gift cards.
Sky Miles, whatever.
Whatever, exactly. Yeah. Travel, whatever it is. We have that too. So with your debit card or your credit card with us, you can earn rewards. But with this Community Champions checking account, you can earn even more rewards. So let's say you open a new personal loan, you're going to get 7,500 points on your rewards checking just for opening another personal loan.
And it's $1 for every 3 points. So that adds up super fast.
So it does. So what could you use the reward points on?
So you can use them. Let's say you have PayPal. And you want to buy something through PayPal, you can use Pay with Points. So if you have points sitting there, you can just use your points instead of having it withdrawn from your checking account.
Nice.
You can get cash back. A lot of people use it kind of like a Christmas club, so
That's smart.
They can kind
save
of
it all
keep
and
those
then,
points going, and then at the end of the year, you can have get either if you want to get some gift cards for people, or if you want to buy merchandise, you can do that too, because there are a lot of merchants who accept the points.
Yeah.
So
very good. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
I had a small business customer tell me that he redeemed his rewards on his business checking account and was able to pay for a trip to Disney. How awesome is that? I mean,
yeah.
that's a lot of points.
Right.
But
Sold.
if you think about how many times you swipe your debit card, I mean, it's just free money.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We had a customer recently who redeemed their points to buy a pinball machine. So
Hey, that's fun.
for a youth project. So yeah, absolutely. There's lots of things you can redeem those points for, but with the community champions, you have a lot more opportunities to earn the points as well. So that's great. And I think we actually have a little commercial to show you about that.
Oh.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't seen that.
Hadn't seen
I'm
it yet.
like,
Doesn't it bring tears to your eyes?
This is like,
So good.
I am very passionate about this account, so that was awesome.
Yeah. Did a nice job with that. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. And we do have other options. So maybe you don't qualify for this Community Champions account.
Yeah.
Well, we have other things that we can offer you. So we have a program called VCNB at Work. Which was started in 2016 to kind of help local communities and businesses that have a lot of employees, or maybe they only have a few employees, but it's a benefit to the employer that they can offer this account to their employees. It's kind of a little perk or a benefit.
Okay.
And all that you need to do is have a direct deposit into the account, and it also gives you some rewards. It gives you some great benefits like the $250 off your mortgage, closing costs, and just some other great benefits that, including HSAs and savings accounts and some other perks.
That's so good. And all the employee has to do is come in and kind of just say, hey, I'm affiliated with this business and I want this account.
Yeah, and absolutely.
So
and
good.
if you would like your business, the company where you work, if you'd like them to be part of the program, just say, hey, I'd love for us to be part of VCNB at Work. And we can go visit and get them all the materials that they need.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And you get to see these girls.
Yeah.
I mean, hello. Who doesn't love that?
That's right. That's right. We love to go out and visit customers. So
yeah, I mean, that's kind of like you guys both are such, good people that I'm sure that does
Very
get you
social.
Get you out of the office and that's the whole thing though, and that's part of the core value is, the relationships that you build and actually getting to know local people and all of that. And that makes a difference.
It does. It does. We love to build those relationships and get to know the customers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So then we're going to talk about the new build in MacArthur.
Yes. So this thing is going to be so cool. And you and I were talking about it at, I don't remember which time we were talking about. Maybe HD's birthday party. Maybe. I don't know. But, and I think that you pointed out something that I guess I'm too naive or dumb to realize, but you were saying that you like to, when you all build a new banking center, to kind of pay homage to the community in which you're building it in. And so building a new center in Vinton County, when you think of Vinton County, besides Wild Turkey Festival, what do you think of? The timber industry.
That's right. Absolutely. So we're going to incorporate a lot of those elements into this new building, and it's going to be really cool. So you can see the timber on the outside. You'll see homage to the oak industry, the oak trees on the inside. We're going to be using a lot of oak inside as well.
So cool.
And we just felt like, there's so much tourism and so much of those kinds of things in Vinton County and Hocking County as well, that we just wanted to look kind of homey and like a lodge or
that's what
cabin.
James and I are like. It looks like you should rent out a room, it's like a hotel or something, like a beautiful lodge that you would stay at.
Now, it's not quite that big, but it is, we've got room downstairs for 6 retail offices. And then we've got more offices upstairs. And, one thing that to note, if you have ever been in our current Vinton County National Bank branch in Vinton County, It is, I mean, it's a nice old building, right? But the problem is that number one, the drive-through is disconnected. It is not part of the building. There's the depot. And
That's problematic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So then the other thing is when you walk into the front doors off of Main Street, you walk into what is actually our VCNB museum right now, because that used to be where the tellers originally were.
Yeah.
The original bank.
Okay.
But then as we expanded and we needed more space, they remodeled. And so now you kind of walk in those front doors and then you have to walk down a hallway and then you kind of wander around. And it's a little bit of a maze to get to that area. Parking in the back is not great.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of spaces for people to park. Street parking is not always great either. We love our location, we love our building, but we've just kind of outgrown it.
Sure.
And the retail space that we have there in MacArthur also is not conducive to privacy.
It really isn't. I mean,
And we've got cubicles, but it just makes it hard.
see.
If you're a customer and you're sitting in there, sometimes you have to talk about private information.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
There's not as much privacy as we would like.
Okay.
There are opportunities to move into, a conference room or something if you need to, but the new building will offer some privacy. There will be glass windows and glass doors, but we'll be able to shut them, and people will be able to have that privacy if they want to talk about, their personal information.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you start talking about money, that gets personal real fast.
Right. Absolutely.
And credit and family and all this stuff. Like it's.
And then also right now we have on our retail floor, we have our retail employees and our teller line, but our branch manager, Heather Booth, is actually kind of on kind of the second floor in a separate area. She's not there part of it.
She's the outcast.
and then our lenders, Jeff and Sandy, are next to her. So, there's not an opportunity for everybody to kind of be there together and to help customers. So this is a great way for us to just be able to help our customers a little bit better and make the flow a little bit easier for them. We do have the upstairs as well where some of our lenders will be. So it'll just be a nice new building for our customers, and they deserve it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and you all deserve it. I mean, the staff deserves it. And, for example, I went into the Jackson Center, and it's very much how you spoke about, just, there's private offices, but they're, glass doors and things. So you can still see out and whatever. And I went in the other day and I was supposed to pick up a piece of paper, and the girl I was supposed to pick it up from was at lunch, but Callie was behind the desk there, and she saw me, and she was able to just go in and grab the piece of paper for me and whatever. And had, she'd been upstairs, and everyone else wouldn't have known what I was supposed to get. And so it was just like a thing where I didn't have to come back because everyone was there and they saw me out in the open and whatever. So these are all just little things that make a huge difference.
Right. Yeah.
and everybody's sentimental about the old building. I mean, because we've always been there.
Of course.
But if you think about it, we've built so many beautiful new buildings. It is time to give back to the community that gave us our start.
Yes.
And additionally, we're growing, and that space is still going to be there and probably going to be used for additional jobs created.
To keep growing.
Sure. Right.
Which is awesome.
I don't think people realize sometimes that Vinton County National Bank is the second largest private employer in Vinton County. We have 240 employees, and a good number of them are in the MacArthur and Jackson areas.
Okay.
So, we've already outgrown our Jackson branch. We've, the administrative employees that are there, and we need more space. We need more space for...
Better be calling Randy Evans Construction and put a second floor on that sucker.
Right.
There's room to expand there.
There is room to expand in Jackson for sure. But, remodeling the space that we have now in MacArthur was not conducive for the retail staff, but it is for administrative staff, for those back office employees. So we think there are ways that we can utilize that space and continue to grow. So we're not tearing down that building.
No,
we're
never.
We're going to utilize it. It's just going to be a little bit of a different way.
And preserving the history too, as we mentioned, the museum.
Yeah,
that
I
is
was
in the
going to
first
ask you
floor.
about that.
It's really cool to walk in there.
Tell everybody a little bit about that, because they can probably check it out when they go to the Wild Turkey Festival,
Yes,
right?
it's going to be open, and many items from like original ledgers. I mean, no private information, of course, but just things from when we first began. And I thought it was interesting that at one point everybody in the bank had to wear a blue jacket.
Yeah, like a sport coat almost, blazer.
Yeah, with an emblem on it, and there's one of those on display. But
How fun!
Yeah.
Even girls?
Everybody wore that blue blazer.
It's like a uniform. Yeah.
I bet they just love that every day.
The history of Vinton County Bank, that was something that I didn't know when I started, but it's so interesting. It was started by the Will family, and the original security system was a shotgun. The bank president, Daniel Will,
kept it on his desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is hilarious. So,
and I've seen it.
oh, you've seen the shotgun.
I've seen the shotgun.
It still exists.
Yeah.
It's not a figment of someone's imagination. So how long has the bank been around?
1867.
Oh,
Yeah.
a few years.
Yeah.
Just a few years. 1867.
People don't realize that either.
Right.
I said that the other day, and somebody was like, "What?"
Well, and I think that a lot of people stereotype Vinton County, and there's a lot of industry in Vinton County that people might not realize, especially the timber industry. And so there was definitely a need for a bank, and still is today, and obviously it's growing more and more every day. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
You guys,
absolutely.
That's so fun that you're building a new place, and the customers will be so much happier, even though I understand the nostalgic part of it.
Sure.
But,
Yeah,
yeah, wait till you get the convenience part of it. You'll
Yes.
you'll be loving
They're gonna
it.
love it. They're gonna love it. And there's a lot happening in MacArthur. We've got the Hotel MacArthur is being revitalized, and so there's going to be some neat things happening there. And then we've got the Moonville Tunnel and Railway. So there's just a lot going on in Vinton County right now, and
Not to mention
a lot
the
of really
Hocking
cool
Hills
stuff. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff, and if there's one thing that COVID did was boost that the nature economy, right? So Hocking Hills just blew up, and what is a few miles from Hocking Hills, Vinton County.
That's right.
So there you
Well,
go.
and you've got 28 miles of trails in Zaleski Forest.
Right.
You've got Lake
Hope.
Hope.
Yep.
It is just a beautiful, beautiful area.
It
is. The more I go up there, the more I love it.
Mm-hmm. And Lake Hope is just one of I feel like it's just kind of untapped. I feel like people don't realize that it's there and how gorgeous it is. I make Jamie take me, during the fall always to take a drive over there and have some breakfast and
have a nice
it's
brunch.
It's
a
a
lodge
beautiful, beautiful place, and they have that great lake where you can rent stuff, and so there you go. They have cabins, all kind of fun stuff. So, yeah, that's definitely something that Vinton County has to offer as well. That maybe people don't know about. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the design. How when you guys say, okay, we want to pay homage to the local, whether it be industry or just the local flair, how do you come up with a design for a new bank? What's the process like?
So we work with a company called P.W. Campbell out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And they specialize in architecture for banks.
So
they designed the Jackson County Banking Center. We worked with them on our Asheville branch, and they know what needs to go into a bank for it to be
brilliant.
For flow, for customer convenience. They already know all of those things.
Gotcha.
And then we sit down with them and we talk to them about what's important to us, what our vision is. And then they were able to kind of come up with, the design that we have that shows the beams and showcases the wood and the oak.
So will you actually be able to use local
We're gonna source as much as we can locally.
Yeah,
and
isn't
that
that
is
neat?
the goal? Is that we wanted to make sure we used a local contractor. We wanted to make sure that we sourced as much as we could locally, and that was also something that we told P.W. Campbell was that we wanted to do as much locally as we could, and so that was part of the plan as well.
There you go. See, you practice what you preach, right?
That's right.
Well, cool. Because I was just thinking to myself, I'm looking at this beautiful rendition of this building, thinking to myself, how on earth does one sit down and design a bank?
Well, we certainly didn't.
You hire the experts. That's what you do.
That's right.
And then you hire the expert contractor.
That's right. Exactly.
To do so.
Exactly.
Very good. So let's talk about, an elephant in the room that's really bothering people right now. And that is, the economy and interest rates. And, as a bank, that has to be very frustrating because you are dictated what interest rates are going to be. You don't just willy-nilly pick those out of the air, right? So, and I'm sure that you all have gotten earfuls of people. I mean, just for example, when Jamie and I started this new project in Jackson of the expansion of our tap room, interest rates were at 2%, now they're 7, 8 on up percent. Well, James has had to have me listen to me have a meltdown, like, oh my gosh, what, this is game-changing stuff here. Mm-hmm. What are the things that you are doing to kind of help people out, combat these, inform people of how to deal with these interest rates and whatever as bankers? I mean, it just seems to me like people, it's been one way for so long that we all got used to it being here. And then all of a sudden, in like a matter of 6 months,
we got used to those 2.99% auto
we're
rates.
Spoiled. Yeah, right. Yeah. So what do you do? How does that work?
It's been a big shift for me because I've been in banking for over 30 years.
Yeah. But you've seen this.
Yeah, but like when I first started in banking, I won't say when, but it was 30 some years ago.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, CD rates were at 9%, and then shortly after that they began to fall, and in the last, I don't know historically, but I mean they've been under 1% for a long time. So it's been low loan rates and or both a low lending market and deposit market. So going back to these competitive CD rates, it's been quite the switch for me. So offering, now a 4% above 4% interest rate has been unheard of for many, many years. So getting back to that, and everybody, you've got your rate shoppers who our consumers are very informed and they do their homework before coming into the banking
helps.
center. Yeah,
it really does. Yeah. You can be kind of your own advocate that way.
But every customer that walks in our door, we sit down and have an in-depth conversation about how they save and borrow. And then from there, we make a recommendation on what's best for them based on their specific situation. So that's kind of how we look at it.
See, and that's one thing that makes you all so great is that individual touch that you just mentioned. I could walk in the door and have walked in the door and said, okay, here's what we're thinking. What's the best way for us to do this? Is it put money in a CD here to borrow money against? Or, everybody's financial picture is so different that you need to literally sit down with that expert and be able to talk about your individual stuff, which is why you need those private offices as well.
Right, exactly.
So we do now try to offer a short-term CD special, kind of a midline term, and then a longer-term special, to be competitive and to give back to those savers. Additionally, our money market rates have went up. We have a Rate Watcher account that's 3.56 for our higher balances, and that's been unheard of as well. So.
Can you? Yeah, it is. Could you explain like the differences between like maybe a CD and a money market account and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so a money market account is liquid. You can access it at any time. You could put your money in today, withdraw it tomorrow if you needed to, or a month down the road. Certificates of deposit, or CDs, are fixed terms. So, for instance, we have our 7-month special. So for 7 months, that money should stay there. Now, you can withdraw it early.
In case of emergency or something.
A penalty. You might lose 9 months interest. You don't lose any of your principal balance, but you can lose some interest if you have to take it out early in the form of a penalty. But the interest is compounded daily, so you get a little more bang for your buck. The rates are higher because you're locking it in for a term.
Yeah. So, on a personal note, like if you have some money lying around somewhere that you know you're not going to need for 7 months or whatever, put it in that CD because you're going to get a higher interest rate. You're going to benefit more from it. If you think you might need it but still want a good bang for your buck, as you said, that money market is a good way to go too.
Right.
So here's the deal with that, and so don't panic about interest rates per se because the investment rates are going up too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it is all relative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the interest rates I saw on the news today went up a little bit. I think it was yesterday or whatever. But eventually they're going to just come down again. This is all to try to get this economy, the inflation brought down a little bit, curb it.
Right.
And,
they're going to stabilize. And, there was a time when you think about the mortgage rates when they were like at 20% at one time.
I think my mom told me her first, when they bought their first house, it was 17% or whatever.
Right.
So,
yeah,
crazy. Right. Which is why you had the 10% CD rates. But yeah, we are.
It all works out.
Yeah, we're not in that market, thank goodness. But I do expect that it will stabilize eventually. And we are not financial analysts, but
no, certainly not. Like I only passed economics because of the bell curve. I will be the first to admit that because I did not understand it at all. But I do understand what the accounts are and why you should utilize them and that kind of thing. But I feel like the interest rates before were way too low. The investment rates too low. Mm-hmm. Now maybe a little high. Hopefully they'll kind of get somewhere in the middle, and that would be fantastic if they just kind of stay there. But we all got a little complacent with those really low interest rates, and money was cheap. People could just borrow, and it was great.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, cool. Is there anything else you girls wanted to talk about?
I don't think so. Just we really appreciate you allowing us to come on and talk about the new things that we've got going on, and looking forward to the Wild Turkey Festival. Congratulations on being the Grand Marshals. That's pretty exciting.
We are excited about that, and there's so many people that work here to make Total Media, what it is. And it's nice sometimes to have somebody, when you're reporting on all the stuff, it's nice to have somebody say thank you.
Recognize that.
For a change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know Total Media has been such a big advocate for Vinton County.
Yes.
Red does a
Especially
great
with
job
our great
up
friend,
there.
Red Thompson.
That's right. Red does a great job up there and making sure everything gets covered. And
he does.
And Jeremiah now too. So.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, James has got the microphone.
Hey, speaking of the Turkey Festival, Jen, did you see the front page of today's paper?
No. Did I? No. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
How cute.
Is that the Horse Queen on
didn't
on
you
the
know
cover
the
with?
Horse Queen was on the cover? So after the girls got off the show, we told them about being the Horse Queen, and they actually thought that was pretty cool.
Amanda might like to check out the back page to today's paper too.
The very back page?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Ethan.
Little Amanda.
Mr. Ethan is on the back page going to prom.
Aw, there he is.
I tell you what,
cute.
that kid.
He's adorable.
He had such a good time, and
Good.
he took the effervescent Jade Winters.
Yes.
Boy, she is just a smart cookie, and going to the Merchant Marine Academy next year.
Pretty
and
cool.
she's a pretty special young lady, and they had a great time. So
Good.
yeah.
Prom is such an interesting rite of passage,
Isn't it?
It's just
And I shout out to Brittany Potter at Zip Printing for making him a King of Hearts T-shirt at the last minute because He ended up with tonsillitis last week before prom.
No.
And
What
was,
is it with this kid?
down for the count. Had a sinus infection a couple weeks before that. So he was down for the count last week. And I said, what are you wearing to stay at home? Because it was like a casino theme.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. Jade said we had to, do something with with cards or something. I said, all right, you're going to be the king of hearts. Let me message Brittany and see what she can do. So she put together a T-shirt with King of Hearts on it. So it worked out great.
That's what zip printing can do for you.
That's right. Right.
If you call them
She's Johnny on the spot.
long enough. She is. Brittany's awesome. She's definitely the best. Well, cool. So let's talk about, while you're here, your involvement with the Wild Turkey Festival. Will you guys be down on the streets doing anything fun?
We really need Brandy for that. So Brandy Betts is our marketing manager there in the MacArthur area, and she handles all of those kinds of promotions. We are going to be having a little bit of a presence there. Again, we're going to have the museum will be open for people to go into.
So cool. What would be the hours of that?
During banking hours. I don't know if we'll have it open
I think
after.
we're open on the weekend too, because actually you can close off. You can close off
the
museum from the rest of
fun.
the branch. So yeah, it'll be exciting. And if you're there on Main Street, take a look and stop in and say hi.
Now, how far is because I'm having a hard time picturing it. I remember seeing the McClure's restaurant, but how far is that away from the current is it literally across the street?
It is a stone's throw away.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was on down 50 or just literally across the street.
It's right there. I mean, it's not exactly across the street, but it's maybe just, the next block.
Okay.
But yeah, you can see it from the current bank and
cool. So you can check that out, the progress.
Well, a lot of people don't know we have our operations center across the street from the main building. So, our main building, everybody knows where that is. And then our operational buildings directly across the street. And then there's two other businesses next to the operations center. And then
the McClure site.
And the McClure's. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So
right
it's all
there.
going to be right there.
Yeah.
That is such a good thing.
Yeah. And then now the drive-through will be attached, and all of those employees will be there together, and you can go through the drive-through. And the drive-through will be big enough for trucks. So that was one thing we wanted to make, because we have so many, people who drive dualies and things that bank with us. And that was one of the things we wanted to make sure that we had space for them, because now those drive-through lanes are pretty tight.
Everybody's vehicles are bigger now.
They are. And so that far lane will be a nice kind of expanded so that they can get through there.
And will
easily.
it be kind of like Jackson with the ATM in one lane and then...
Absolutely.
And then will you have those fun, cool video chat things?
Actually, we're not doing that in MacArthur. So we found that's great technology, right? And it is fantastic because it allows you to not have somebody have to stand there, at the drive-through all the time and monitor, because when it alerts you when somebody drives up, and then there's a video chat and you can see each other. But we found that when talking to our MacArthur customers, that they really wanted to still be able to see the teller that they were working with.
So like a window.
So it'll be like a teller window.
Okay,
and you'll still be able to
see the person.
Yes, you'll be able to see the person. We will not have that video chat.
Okay, I kind of like that too.
Yeah.
Either way, you get to see a human, but
right.
That
So
way you actually get to see the human.
So when you talk about progress, one of our core values is making sure that we're using technology as much as we can, and that was one way in Jackson for us to be as efficient as possible, and make sure that we are using our employees as efficiently as possible. And I think it's worked out well with the video chat there in Jackson. But,
yeah, for sure. So while you're here, mention, we want to promote the bank, and we want you to understand why it's great. What are some of the things that you offer inside, say like the Jackson location or one of the other ones? I know you have like a kid area.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
talk about that, like some perks. You have some iPads where somebody can sit down and work with them.
We really wanted to make it as interactive and immersive as possible in our new branches. So we have a tech station. So you have, your area where you can go and sit and relax while you're waiting for a banker if you need to do that. But also we have a tech station where you can pull up an iPad and you can, if you want to open an account right there, let's say that somebody's tied up and they can't open an account for you right now. Well, you can get started opening a checking account, opening a mortgage right there from the iPad. You can get started.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
If you want to see how online banking works, you can get on there and see how that works as well in the app. So we have that technology there. We also have a coffee station, so you can sit back and use the Keurig and get a cup of coffee.
We took it away for a bit during
right.
the pandemic, but it's back.
So,
and then one of the
kid favorite
areas is the kid area. So
I kind of like to, go over there and take a look at it.
Right? So there's 2 iPads set up for the kids station where kids can go and they can play games. And I had 4 kids myself.
Yeah.
So I know what it was like to go in and try to close a loan or to do business at a bank and constantly try to entertain my child.
Right? Let's just be honest. They're bored to tears.
Right. So send the kids over to the kid station, let them play on the iPad. There's all kinds of games on there, and they can sit there and play. And we have the glass windows in the offices, so you still have direct line of sight of your child.
Yes.
And can see them and see what's happening with them.
That's so cool.
Without having the distraction of keeping them entertained while you're trying to do your business.
Exactly. So it's just
and the
one
kids
more
love
thing.
It.
Yes.
It is the section of the Jackson Banking Center, I think, that gets used the most.
Oh, I would agree. And the mural on the wall behind that area is all Jackson County history.
Yes.
Photos from our history.
Very cool. Yeah, and, I can remember being little and, my parents had businesses and stuff and having to go to the bank and just being like, oh, so bored. There's only so many dum-dum pops that you can eat, right?
Right.
So I think that's so good that you guys thought of that and did something for the kiddos.
Yeah, we have families that come in and the kids, they already know that those are there and they just make a beeline to them. Yeah.
See
they
your
run.
parents.
And if there's more than 2 kids, they're racing. So you can get there first.
I get there first. That is so awesome. Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, see, these are just the little things that they've thought of and that make Vinton County banks so special. And so please consider them. What if somebody, is listening today, maybe they want to, wherever they're listening, would want to open, an account or whatever, what would they do?
You can go to our website and actually begin the process of opening the account online. Or, of course, we love to see new faces, so I would invite you to come to one of our branches.
Chase down Trisha.
Yeah.
She'll help you.
Heck yeah. Love that. So, yeah, come into the office and we'll sit down and have a nice conversation and decide which account's best for you.
Yeah, and if you would qualify for one of these special accounts, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's important to come in and talk to a human and find out, because you may find out that there is an account that's benefits you more so than that you didn't know about.
Sure, absolutely. And there's a lot of people that come in and they think that they know what it is that they want. But if you sit down and you talk to one of our bankers, you might find out that we have an account that actually benefits you more than the account you thought that you needed.
Love that.
So just sit down and talk to them and tell them what your priorities are, tell them what your goals are, and then they're going to help you decide which account is best for you. And then, like Trisha said, you really can start the process online if you want to. If you want to go online today and go to vcnbfamily.bank, you can do that. And all you need is your driver's license, date of birth. You'll need to enter all that information. You'll need to be able to upload some photos of your driver's license and things, but get that process started.
Love it. Yay.
Yeah. And I did want to mention too, we went to the .bank URL last year. I don't know. So most companies have a .com URL or website address, right?
I get it. Okay.
Ours is .bank.
Okay.
So it's vcnbfamily.bank.
Okay.
And the reason that we did that primarily was for security reasons, because it is much harder to hack into a website that uses a .bank, and only banks can have a .bank URL.
Aha.
So you have to kind of go through a vetting process to be able to get a .bank.
Makes sense. And you guys got one.
We have one.
You got the dot bank.
There's only.
You should have T-shirts made.
There's only like 700 banks in the world that have the dot bank, and we are one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
See? Even more special.
You loved us before, and you love us even more
And
now.
now you love them even more now. That's right.
That's right.
Well, very good. Well, thank you, girls, for coming in. And this has just been so fun talking with you. I miss you so much. I miss you too.
Sunday.
Trisha and I aren't allowed to hang out together. Our husbands have banned us from. We have way too much fun when we hang out.
One Sunday fun day.
Yeah, we got into a Sunday fun day at the brewery one day, and it was fun. The husbands made the mistake of letting us sit beside each other.
We came up with so many good ideas.
We did. See, they should just let us go.
Yeah.
Right?
Just let us go. It's fun.
If only we could rule the world, right?
I know. These husbands should they just have no senses of humor. Oh, well. No, girls, thank you so much for coming in. And we appreciate you so much. And thanks for the great work that the bank does and the community aspect that it brings.
Thanks for letting us come in. We
feel like
enjoyed
this-
our time here.
Yeah, good.
We love to talk about the bank.
Yay!
Absolutely. 1 year.
Woohoo! Yes, it's her anniversary. Stop in and bring her a cupcake.
Fat free, please.
Yeah, make sure it tastes good, though.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll eat it anyway.
Well, Dylan, do you have that weather pulled up? Because it's looking pretty good for the Wild Turkey Festival, and you guys can skedaddle if you need to get back to work. And I have a couple of things here that I wanted to chat about. Thank you, girls. Thank you. Wild Turkey Festival weather, look at that. So today, still a little bit cooler in the forecast. Cloudy skies, highs of 54, lows of 38. But that's okay because tomorrow, on Thursday, the beginning of your Wild Turkey Festival, some sunshine in the skies. Look at that, high of 66, lows of 41. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all highs in the mid to upper 70s. No rain in the forecast. Just looking absolutely perfect for this year's Wild Turkey Festival, which is so good because last year they had a little bit of rain and kind of put a damper on things, if you will. So, all right, did want to talk about, got a message last night from one of my best buddies, Megan Peters, now Megan Wiseman. And she, of course, is the wife of the late Bart Wiseman. And because they started this Sonic Rhythm Academy music school for local kids in our local area, they are doing a fundraiser. And that will be this coming, is May 5th Friday or Saturday?
The 5th is Friday.
So this coming Friday and Saturday, May 5th and 6th, at 164 Church Street in Jackson. And it is a rummage sale. Friday, May 5th, 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, May 6th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be furniture, clothing, housewares, toys, baby items, and much more. And all proceeds from this rummage sale will go to the Sonic Rhythm Academy Music School. And, you know, that was Bart's passion. Megan's continuing it on, along with a lot of local artists who are donating their time just for the kiddos in our area that may be passionate about music, maybe use it as an outlet, maybe just want to learn. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So please get out and support it. Plus, you could probably find some really cool stuff. Again, this coming Friday and Saturday, 10:30 Saturday to 6, 9 a.m. to 4 on Saturday. And furniture, clothing, housewares, toys, baby items, and more at 164 Church Street in Jackson. Which church is that? Presbyterian Church? Do you have the flyer there, Dylan?
Sorry, no, I don't have the flyer, but I can Google what was it.
I thought you got it.
Shoot, let me pull that up real quick.
Okay. I just wondered if I cut off some of it while I was printing it out, because I'm, not all that good at printing stuff out off my phone. So And then, of course, don't forget, election was yesterday, so you can tune in to the recap of all of the election coverage on any of our Facebook pages, whether it be the Total Media, Main Street TV. There is the flyer there for the rummage sale. So it is, again, to benefit the Sonic Rhythm Academy. So get out there and check it out. Thank you, Dylan. We appreciate you for putting that up there. And but no, you can tune into the election coverage and find out kind of some, I don't know, like the guys analyzing and talking about the election. James and I were talking about the fact that the Village of Colton had an operating expenses levy, and it had failed in the past, which we're happy to report that it did pass in the Village of Colton this time. But if you think your vote doesn't count, there were 16 total votes
when it
in the Village of Colton.
When it failed by exactly 5 votes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you think your vote doesn't count, you're absolutely wrong. And this time it passed 15 for 1 against. So 16 total votes decided that for the Village of Colton. So your vote does count for sure.
Well, even the Wellston mayor's race, there was only 400 votes or something like that.
440, it looks like, total votes in the Wellston mayor's race.
Yeah. So if you look up there at the top, Jen, it shows you how many registered voters there are versus how many actually voted in the county, and it gives you a turnout percentage.
Let's do that real quick.
Shockingly low.
It is. That's an understatement. Yes, you are correct. All right. So in all precincts in Jackson County, all districts, registered voters in Jackson County, 20,181.
20,000 registered voters.
20,000 registered voters
in Jackson County. And how many showed up?
1,090. Which is a
whopping 5%.
5% voter turnout. And that's with 30 precincts out of the 30 reporting in. So 5% voter turnout.
Yep.
For this primary election.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many people live in the city of Wellston, but I'm pretty sure it's more than 500.
440.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah. 440 people voted on the mayor of Wellston.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder what the city population of the city of Wellston is.
I don't know. A few thousand, I guess.
I'd say so. So there you go. Now you know. But listen, your vote does count, and 5% of the county got to decide what goes on in the county. So there you go.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks to the girls from Vinton County for coming in. Don't forget, Wild Turkey Festival kicks off tomorrow.
It does. 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, downtown streets of MacArthur. Get some great food, wonderful entertainment, and it's all free for you. Well, the food's not free, but the entertainment and everything else is free. Stop by that Vinton County National Bank.
The museum?
The museum.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. If we make it...
see that security system.
I know. I want to see that security system, that shotgun. That is hilarious that was the first security system. But... yeah.
I mean, it was 1863 or whatever.
Yeah,
she
whatever
said.
it was. That was probably more appropriate back then. So, all right. Well, everyone have a wonderful day. We appreciate you so much for tuning in, and we'll be right back here tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.